We are also live on YouTube. So in case you wish to share the link with someone, we can give you the link here in the chat. You can share it with your colleagues or anyone who's interested. So Divya, share the YouTube live link in the chat.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started. I'm looking at the questionnaire responses now. Okay, still 8 people have filled. Okay. Yeah, 9. Yes, let me start sharing the screen. Yeah, so as you can see here, we just thought we'll have this quick activity before we start to understand, your exposure and experience. As we see, almost all the participants in this webinar, we had 60 registrations. So almost, I think 90% are very senior people from various institutions. And I think most of the registrations came from engineering and technology colleges. So we wanted to do this very quick kind of a survey to understand, better about your exposure to course design. So here we go. I'm just showing the results of the questionnaire. I hope you are able to see my screen. Mostly the participants are educators. And yes, designed the course 60%. That's nice to know. And what type of course is designed? It's mostly technical. I think that's because most of you are representing engineering and technology colleges. Main motivation is identifying professional requirement. Okay. So one of the main motivations to design a course was the professional requirement, and also you identified a gap in current offerings, which I assume is the courses which are there currently. And what are the challenges? Difficulty in curriculum development is one of the big challenges. Okay. Engaging students, lack of resources. So I think in this section, probably many of these aspects are quite a big, challenge as such. And how did you overcome? This is very interesting. Utilized online resources. So that shows that we have a huge potential for these online resources. And sought help from colleagues, mentors. That's very nice. What kind of support you received? Professional development opportunities. Probably you can share in the chat what professional development opportunities were provided by your institution. That will be nice to know. What methods did you use to evaluate? Student feedback, okay. Performance assessments, and plan to design more courses in the future. Yeah, that's very nice to know that 60% of the participants, all of you are saying that, you're planning to design more courses. And also the other responses here, poor design, okay, industry engagement and need to connect with the industry. Okay, I think mostly what we see here is the industry related, requirements and help. So I hope you continue to fill the questionnaire as we get started. So once again, I welcome you all to this session. Yeah, so I've designed this session in 3 parts. I've divided it into 3 parts. First is the big picture of NEP, because we are discussing this in the context of the National Education Policy 2020. and course design for skill-based courses. That's what we are going to look at. And most importantly, the objective of this webinar is to quickly give a demo of the resources which you can utilize for designing and developing the skill-based courses or vocational courses or whatever you want to call it. And this, we feel, as per our research, is something that is lacking among many educational institutions who are very keen on introducing skill-based courses. So we would like to take you through this. And since this is a webinar on design, what we are doing today is just trying to understand the importance of design. That is, what kind of courses and why these courses would be important. And then why this entire thing about industry integrated learning or education or work integrated or work-based learning is becoming a very big issue in our education system. So as you can see here, why we need this kind of approach to course development, or why we need more of skilling and vocational courses in school level and college level education is because of this. Okay, till now we were looking at school and college as two separate entities, but with NEP 2020, we can see them as interconnected. But another side of the story is that in our country, most of the time, we see that those students who are not able to continue and climb the academic ladder are often labeled as dropouts, and that's a very negative kind of a term which we use to describe them. And so with this kind of a skill-based courses coming into the picture, both at the school and college level, some of these issues can be sorted out. Let's see how. So another important aspect of NEP 2020 and the need for skill-based courses is to cater to the diversity and the complexity of India. As we know that every, 1,000 meters or whatever, 100 kilometers, any distance, any short distance we travel, we know our culture changes, language changes, our habits change, many things change. Even though, we are all one as a country, but the diversity is so positive and so rich that to preserve that, probably the education and the kind of learning that happens in our formal education system also has to change, and it's high time we do that. So when we do this, probably we take care of, let's say, very different kind of geographical locations. It could be like, say, hilly regions, northeast, or maybe the Western Ghats region, or maybe the up north. So because education is affected by geography, education is affected by climate, there are so many factors which affect learning. So we cannot think of just having one single academic curriculum across various locations. So that's one of the reasons why skill-based courses become very important. And for the youth, what does this offer? It offers them an opportunity to participate in the society, launch a successful career, and make the labor market entry a bit easy. At present, most of our students are not even aware of what it means to enter into the labor market, because we see that every day we face many challenges, such as if you look at it from the industry point of view, often we hear that the skill gaps remain. Not many people who enter the workforce are skilled. Like every year, so many people are able to see and so many people enter the job market. Just one question: are you able to see my presentation?
No, ma'am.
Hello?
No, we are not able to see your presentation.
Oh, so sad. I did share. Uh,
Now we are able
now?
to.
Oh, okay.
Now, yes. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll have to quickly take you through the previous slides just to. I'm so sorry. I think it wasn't shared properly. Yeah, these are the slides I was using. the diversity of India, what I was talking about, and then about these 3 important points, which the students have to know. And that's where skilling becomes very important. And these are the challenges. I'm sure all of you are aware of it also. But then we need to address it now because it is becoming even more critical. Like you see in the headlines today, even IIT students are not able to get placed. So that gives you a hint about how difficult it is, how the job market is changing. And when IIT students themselves cannot get placed, what about the students from other colleges, whether it is engineering or non-engineering? So there is something that is lacking in the system. And one of the things which can help in that aspect is the skilling or the skill-based courses. So there is, of course, as we saw, the very little of skilled people, lack of awareness about education and careers, and poor employability. I just gave you the example. And with AI disruption and its impact on jobs, as we know today, there are a lot of changes happening because of artificial intelligence. And many jobs get created in the unorganized sector where you have gig jobs and jobs which are not really very formal. And there also we have a lot of people joining those kind of jobs, but maybe, we don't know how many of them are actually working in the informal sector, in what roles and what careers they have. And then the social dimension of skill development and vocational training is very least aspirational. So there is a social element here, and there's lack of awareness about skills. And in many places, as we know, students and youth have to migrate to different places for jobs, and not many people know about how the labor market keeps changing, and it's a very dynamic kind of a thing. And recently, if you have seen, this was in the news, UGC approves guidelines for short-term skill development courses for all the higher educational institutions, where you could perhaps come up with credit-based short-term courses, in AI, robotics, and others, and also in other latest technologies. So this was in consonance with the credit framework and the national education policy. I'm just trying to give you the big picture of the kind of changes that are happening. And for this, UGC has also suggested that you can connect with sector skill councils and awarding bodies to explore how such courses can be offered. So I hope this is one of the reasons why you have you're participating in this webinar, and I hope this helps you in taking this forward in case you're planning to. Now, when we talk about industry-aligned skill-based courses, the role of the industry becomes absolutely critical. But what we see is that it is not easy to get that alignment with the industry, as some of you have also mentioned earlier when you were filling in the form for this webinar. So what happens in the absence of being industry aligned, or as we say, if we are not demand driven, like what industry wants, what are the job roles which are like, say, the top job roles? If we are not able to align our curriculum with that, at least to some extent, then it doesn't become very relevant. So then we become something like a supply-driven system. Our education system at present is mostly supply-driven, right? We offer generic programs and we expect the students to find their way, into the job market. Whereas by introducing the skill-based courses, things might change. So that is the importance. And then if you have heard of National Skills Qualification Framework, we have the Skills Framework, which was launched more than a decade ago, and it is being used for developing skill-based courses. And there are sector skill councils, which are industry bodies, and they take care of most of the curriculum design and other things for these various industry sectors. And these are the sector skill councils. Some of them may not be functional, but most of them are functional. I think about 38 of them are functional today. I hope you are familiar with this. You can mention in the chat if you are familiar or if you have interacted with them. Whereas from the academic perspective, we see that our curriculum becomes very static because of various processes that an educational institution follows. And it is not easy for us to keep changing the curriculum or the syllabus every now and then. That is how the academic system works. So you have the academic council, you have the board, you have so many things in a university and a college. You cannot just change the entire curriculum. So in such a scenario, how do we bring in the skill focus? So to some extent, many colleges are offering skill-based or practical courses, but it has to grow more. It has to go into many more colleges. That is what is the need of the hour. And then there are other things. When you look at the academics, if you introduce something new, it might mean that for the faculty, it is additional work. Are they getting compensated? Are they prepared? Because they handle many other things. Do we have the infrastructure? Do we have the kind of budget? So many things come into the picture. So to summarize this, what I would say is we have been rating our degrees very high. We give a lot of importance to our degrees, but as we know today, the degree on its own doesn't hold that much of value when our students go into the job market. And expecting students to get placed is also not a reality. We cannot expect, let us say in any engineering college, if I have to ask you, what happens to the students who don't get placed? Maybe you can please use the chat feature and just share your views. I'm really keen to know what happens to those students who don't get placed in those jobs, which are like the creamy jobs, where there is a campus placement and all. Do these students get any kind of help, or what happens to them? What do they do afterwards? What do the average performers do? Because not everybody, if you look at an engineering college where placements are very important, not everybody can get placed. But what about the average students? What do they do? So that's again the context for discussing all these things. Now from here, I just want to give you a quick idea about course design itself. The way we are interpreting course design in this webinar is the 5 P's of course design, because we are talking only about the design, not the development. Development is not possible to do in a webinar. For that, you need a very longish session where you really sit and develop things by looking at resources and things like that. So the 5 P's of any course design would be planning, process, principles, people, and problem solving. Now let's look at each one of them. Any course, where whichever course you are designing, like some of you said you already designed a course. I'm sure you would have had a lot of planning which you did, right, before designing that course. When in the planning stage, you would have done some kind of an analysis, the needs analysis or the context analysis or the learner analysis, things like that, the learning styles and the goals, objectives, outcomes. So this is the planning stage where we want to be sure that we have done the entire groundwork. Then comes the process. The process we follow for any course design, like the ADDIE model, if you have heard about it, analyze, design, develop, right? So all these things come into the picture here. So when you have things like, you go step by step where you analyze, you design, you develop, then you implement, and then, you evaluate all these courses. That means you're following a linear model, or you can even follow a non-linear model. While you're doing this, you will also keep in mind some principles, like here comes your instructional design, theories that you use, models that you use. Like, for example, we talk about Gagne's 9 events of instruction, how to design your entire lesson in the kind of flow you have. Or you have some from psychology of learning, you take insights like constructivism, behaviorism, all these things, right? Then we come up with the strategies for presenting that content. So I'm just giving you a theoretical overview of what is course design in a very, very simple way, which I'm sure you are aware. If you have not designed it this way, in whatever way you have designed, I'm sure some of these things you would have followed. Then comes the people, who are the most important aspect of the entire process. Usually, if it is initiated by the college or the university or a school or any institution, the leadership team of that institution plays an important role along with the teachers, the learners, because you will also be taking some feedback and things like that. No, you'll be doing a needs analysis. Then the designers, you might want to work with professional designers, writers, technology experts. So it is basically a team which designs a course, especially if you are an autonomous college. I'm sure you would have had opportunities to do this. And when you design a course, you either do it from scratch, like a totally new course. Let's say, for example, you wanted to design a totally new course which was never existing in your college or school. Then it's from scratch you started. Or you would have decided that you want to complement the existing courses and then create a small module and complement it. So that also could have been done. Now, the last important P is here, the problem solving. So what are the learning and performance problems you're solving by addressing, issues like the needs of the learners? Is it because the way the learners are learning today has changed? Let me give you an example. If you look at the way learners are learning today, the attention spans are going down very drastically. I'm sure you will agree with me. If you don't, kindly use the chat and share your views. Do you agree that the attention span of the students is going down every time we see now? Because of the way the technology has invaded our lives, many students are distracted most of the time. So if you expect them to give 6 hours at a stretch and sit and study, believe me, in future, probably this may not work. We might have to redesign our courses in such a way that they become even more modular. Um, you might have to think of like micro credentials or small courses, because many things are affecting the way we work, our environment, our learning environment. So we need to be careful and conscious of these things when we design the courses and address the problem and the changes that are happening in the learning environment. Another important aspect is keeping this pyramid in mind. Again, this is not something new. We have all seen this pyramid. We know that, active learning is the most effective, and in skill-based education and learning, it is mostly the active learning. We give a lot of importance to really getting that immersive learning experience. So it could be a world of work where the students go and do some activity, or it's real hands-on work. So when we do this, the advantage is, like, it's like 90% of the immersive experience is, the learning is 90% when you provide it in an immersive way. Whereas just by reading, listening in the passive way, it is very less. This is typically the way it works. So we need to have all this in mind when we are designing. Now, coming to the most important aspect of the skill-based course, it is the National Skills Qualification Framework, which was launched, as I said, about a decade ago, which is our own national framework for the whole country. And this organizes qualifications as per the levels of knowledge, skills, and aptitude. So here it is not just the skill alone, but also the knowledge and the aptitude. In other words, this is a framework which is competency driven, and competency again has these components: knowledge, skills, and aptitude. So together it becomes a competency, right? So how is this different from academic learning? This is very different. The entire approach has to be different. That is why in this webinar, we thought we will look at some of the important points when you need to go ahead and design courses using this framework. And what happens here is, because we are talking about skill-based courses, we have to identify tangible outcomes which are observable. Okay, like when you write the objectives of any course, we say that it has to be behavioral, it has to be something which is tangible, which can be demonstrated. That it becomes very important here when we do that. And another important aspect of this framework is that I'm just going to look at it once again as we go ahead. There is also a provision to look at recognition of prior learning, as we say. Okay, if we have all these pathways very clearly laid out, like somebody taking a break after first year of undergraduate course and then coming back after some time, or someone doing something informally and then trying to come back into the system. If there is a proper assessment framework, the recognition of prior learning can help many more students get certified and come into the system. And in the National Skills Qualification Framework, when you follow that, the way the course is designed is using this, what we call as qualification pack and national occupation standards. So I'll show you examples of this in the later half of the webinar. But first, let us understand these concepts. How many of you are familiar with this? Could you please reply in the chat? Have you used qualification packs and national occupation standards? Yes, no? I don't see any responses. Okay. So yeah, if you have used, maybe you can also tell us for what was the purpose. So the course design as per NSQF is always following this approach where we have a qualification pack and national occupation standards. And a national occupation standard, in a very simple way to explain, is actually showing that you can perform at this level, demonstrating this knowledge and skill. For example, let us say there is a course which is being created for a sales associate. So one of the occupation standards for that particular course, there will be many such things. One would be to help customers choose the right products. Because see, this is not an academic course, it is a skill-based course. Now, for the person to learn, through this NOS, that is National Occupation Standard, to this level, which is very demonstrable, practical, everything has to be listed out. What is it that the person should do? Okay, so in the National Occupation Standard, which is called a NOS, there are documents for all of these. I'll show you a few examples. All these details are listed out. So when you're designing a skill-based course, it is important to refer to these documents, which are based on many industry-relevant skills. So this is, let's say, from the sales. Okay, so how does a curriculum or a course help these people acquire these skills? And when you have a bunch of NOSs, as we call them, National Occupation Standards, together, then it becomes a qualification pack for a particular job role. So for instance, here the job role could be sales executive, or the job role could be, let us say, GST executive. Okay, sales associate or a GST executive. If it is a financial kind of a course, then we might say GST executive. Or if it is some other industry, let's say, for example, if it is automotive industry, and if you are looking at the electric vehicle, you might say electric vehicle technician. Right? So all these job roles are listed. That is where it becomes industry specific. So I could see that most of you, when you filled in the form for registration, you said you wanted to know about industry-based courses or industry-relevant courses, or what are these courses. So when I'll take you to the website and show you what those courses are, but you will see them mostly as this: qualification pack and national occupation standard. I'll tell you more as we proceed. So let me go ahead. Now, from here, I just want to take you quickly through the NEP provisions, because this is in the context of NEP. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but we can quickly take a look at them. So as you know, the policy places a lot of importance on integrating skills or vocational courses with the mainstream education. And this is based on a lot of groundwork that was done. As you can see here, I've shared some facts about it. And also it is, since education is in the concurrent list in our country, every state can interpret the policy, and the policy is just a document which is kind of giving some guidelines, and it is not something like a regulatory framework where everything has to be followed. No. In fact, the policy is just a list of provisions, or you can say it is listing few things, in terms of guiding, in terms of suggesting, do this, and do this. So it is for us to interpret what is important for us. Let's say, for example, you are in Pollachi in Tamil Nadu, or you are in some part of Kerala, which is like, say, Kollam, or you are in Sikkim in some part, or you are in Maharashtra, or you are in Himachal Pradesh. See, all these places might have different requirements. Like, say, in Kollam, for example, if there is a big fishing community, you might want to offer a fishing course as a part of engineering college. Why not? That is the beauty of this, the policy. It is telling us to have multidisciplinary courses, right? Or if there is a course which is being offered from Loyola Institute of Technology, and if you have not have till now, if you have not experimented with courses, let us say in the retail sector. Now, retail sector, for example, has a lot of technology intervention. So maybe you will create a very new course where you're talking about technology in retail sector. I'm just giving you very vague examples for you to think how you can innovate and start using whatever is being suggested in the policy. And the guiding pillars are access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability. Equity is very important here. Access, of course, all are important, but equity is very important aspect of this, because we in India, as I told you in the beginning, have always not taken a very inclusive approach to education. The dropouts just, did not have the opportunity to come back. And those who were socially deprived had their own challenges. And we always kind of put a lot of weightage to those who are performing very, very well, excellent, and all that. And where do the average performers go? So keeping all this in mind, the policy becomes very critical. And like I just told you, inclusive and integrated model where it can give opportunities for certificate, diploma, and degree. So now colleges, as I shared the news item, colleges can offer, universities can offer a certificate course, a short-term skill-based course, which can probably complement a long-term program like a UG program. Or you can also give a diploma, and of course, degrees are being given by colleges. So this is needed for various reasons. One is the vertical mobility of the students, or the lateral mobility also. Or it could be multiple pathways for the students. If they want to probably, have orientation to something else, which is other than their core curriculum, like the major and minor subjects, I think we should give them an opportunity to have that. So in other words, the NEP perspective is more about balancing knowledge with skills. And the objective here of NEP by 2025, at least 50% of learners should have exposure to vocational education. Not sure if this objective is getting fulfilled in a year, but yes, there are a lot of issues, a lot of awareness has to be created. And that's one of the reasons why we have organized this webinar from National Skills Network. I hope you know about what we do. Do visit our website and check out more about our digital platform and our e-magazine, and do subscribe to our e-magazine so that you get to hear latest about what is happening in this field. Now, to share a few highlights about NEP, there are structural changes which are recommended. I'm sure most of you by now have seen all these at the school level and college level. And here at the school level, the major change is 5+3+3+4 kind of a system, which is going outside the framework of 10+2. And also at the school level, introducing vocational subjects, bagless days. There are a lot of changes at the school level, and at the higher education level, most importantly, we are talking about holistic development, which is absolutely crucial for any college, including engineering and other professional colleges, where the system is, at present, it is not very balanced, as I said. So it needs to be a little more multidisciplinary so that the students are, getting exposure to a balance of subjects and also flexibility. And there is a proposal for 4-year degree, even though it is not being implemented everywhere. There is a provision, and colleges can implement, universities can implement 4-year degree, especially those who are autonomous, they can do it. With multiple entry, exit, and minor and major subjects. The whole objective here is employability enhancement and entrepreneurship promotion, because we know in the larger scheme of things, it is impossible for students to get jobs as we, go ahead, in future. And expecting everybody, getting a very secure and safe job is also not a reality. So job creation becomes important. That's why there is a push for entrepreneurship and supporting entrepreneurship. So just to recap what NEP talks about in the higher education is this, about restructuring holistic and multidisciplinary education, then teacher education, and also catalyzing research, and then also some bit on the regulatory framework, and including skill-based education by, in terms of integrating it with the mainstream learning. And through the credit framework and other frameworks, we will go to that very shortly. So these are the highlights. I'm just quickly showing you that, the professional, technical, vocational education is important. And then it has to be inclusive, interoperable, interdisciplinary, and outcome-based. This is the framework, 5+3+3+3. So here, as you see, there is a structural change, and this we are not going to look at in detail because the objective is not so much to go into the details of this, but I thought you should get an overall view about what the policy is talking. Like I said, labor market orientation is important, and flexibility is also important, and recognition of prior learning and alignment with international standards. This is where NSQF becomes absolutely critical, and technology adoption and student entrepreneurship. Yeah, these are some of the highlights of the policy. And professional development of teachers, so that we have teachers appropriately prepared to understand the rigor and the importance of this policy is also something which is an insight. So this is how I just thought I'll show you from the CBSE how they have come up with skill-based courses. There is a list. You can go to the website and check. We'll be sharing all the links with you so that you can go and check later. Now coming to the most crucial part, when we talk about NEP implementation, we have all these important organizations coming into play. NCVET, AICT, UGC, CBSE, DGT, and NIOS. What happened? Are you not able to see
I think
my
yes,
slide?
we are seeing a slide. We are seeing a slide which is titled NEP 2020.
Oh,
I think the
yes.
earlier slide. We are not seeing the subsequent slide.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Just a second. I'll reshare again. Yeah, are you able to see now?
Now NCVT, AICT, DGT.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what it is. So when it comes to implementation, the backdrop of why skill-based courses are becoming important and how these frameworks have come into the play, we need to understand it from how all these organizations and important bodies came together to create the credit framework, to create whatever frameworks like the higher education qualification framework and others, to convey the importance of how and why the credit system is needed, or how and why skill-based courses compliant with NSQF are needed. Now, let me quickly take you through one more. No, before we proceed, I think we will take another 5 minutes. There is another questionnaire which you have to fill. This is again a very short questionnaire. Please go through this. Divya, can you please share the link in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Kindly fill in this. This is very, very important for the next part of the presentation. See, unlike the last questionnaire where we saw only 10 responses, here we would like all of you to fill in the questionnaire. Divya, is the right link shared, Divya? Have you shared the correct link?
Yes, ma'am. It's the second link.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
madam. Can I ask some questions? Doubt,
Yeah, please.
madam. I'm Satish Chauhan from Pune.
Yeah.
I'm working as a dairy consultant.
Okay.
Since 2000, I'm giving a technical training to unemployed youths from rural areas.
Okay.
So till today, my score is a 22,000 and 2,000 success stories are there, and the activities is still going on. I would like to know some guidelines from your side, how to fit this activity into your structure.
Okay. Can we
Guidelines, sir.
take this up after the session is over, like towards the end? Yeah.
Please, please. Yeah,
Okay.
please, please.
Any question related to the questionnaire you can ask right now? Yeah, I'm
Acha.
just looking at the questionnaire. Let me share it.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, thank you, madam.
Yeah. You see, we know that again here, all of the above are important. Yes, the reasons that were given for the difference between a skill-based and an academic program or a course, and then technologies, AR, VR. Okay. Yeah, so there is scope for technology integration when we are talking about skill-based courses, and that's become essential. Very important is what everybody has said, because industry integration and practices of industry is absolutely important. Okay, industry partnerships. Effective way is offering dedicated skill-based workshops separate from regular. Okay. Industry partnerships. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you are able to understand the significance or realize the significance. For some of you have already worked on industry-based industry-aligned skill-based courses. This is just a refresher. This is intended to be a refresher. Yeah.
Okay.
And here, please notice that we have also included few questions on multidisciplinary courses, because this is one of the requirements, especially for colleges like engineering colleges, where there is a proposal that, colleges like engineering should supplement their technology subjects and technical curriculum with maybe humanities or other kind of courses. So that is the reason why multidisciplinary courses are, going to be important in future. And especially the 11th question here, incorporating skill-based learning and this, which are the areas? Yeah, all these areas, definitely, they are all important. So let me now go back to the presentation and take you through few important aspects of the framework for implementation. I hope you're able to see the slides. Yes. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes,
We can see it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so the coming together of all these organizations has resulted in these things, where today we are talking about qualification levels for job roles. As I showed you in the beginning, the qualification pack and the national occupation standards. There are so many industries for which these courses can be created, and we can also show them a path or a career progress path through various NSQF levels. I'll just show you the levels also. So, for example, a retail industry or healthcare industry, from one level, they can go to another level, from level 3 to level 6. Now we'll see what these levels are. But before we go to the levels, once again, I would like to take you through the details of the competency-based framework, where we are talking about aptitude, knowledge, and skill together, forming a competency. Now, the levels which we are talking about, which I just showed you, these levels actually represent different types of competencies which are required. Like say, if it is level 2, then the job role in the level 2 kind of a job role, you might be somebody, you might be designing a course for someone who's like an assistant, who's like a starting, something in that industry. Like we say, somebody who is a technical assistant, or somebody who's an assistant in nursing, or somebody who's assistant in, let's say, in logistics industry or in automotive industry or any industry you look at, those will be the entry level, level 2, level 3. But while they progress from there, and as they progress, these levels also will start going up. So earlier, the NSQF levels were 1 to 10, but after the credit framework was introduced, these levels have been remapped to 1 to 8. So earlier, like I told you, the entry level was 1, and this was mapped again with school education. Okay, like say school education entry level 2 and 3 would be the 11th and 12th. So like that, the mapping was being done. But today we have a slightly relaxed kind of a framework where you have levels 1 to 8, where you have these range, the range which is given, let us say from 2.5 to 3, 3.5 to 4. So when you're designing a skill-based course, that has to fit into any of these levels, ideally, because you're going to use the National Skills Qualification Framework. Without using this framework, probably you can still design, but that's not going to be very helpful. Because why this framework has to be used, why the qualification pack and the national occupation standards have to be used, is because a lot of groundwork has already been done by the Government of India through the ministry and the sector skill councils and other universities. So we don't have to start from scratch and reinvent the wheel. It is better we follow the guidelines that are given there and then start designing the course. So the levels are like this, like the levels always represent a level of complexity, as I said, and they also represent something like the autonomy which is required to demonstrate the competence. The example here could be, if you look at any entry-level job role which is at the assistant level, the person would be always requiring some help, some guidance. This person will be working under somebody who's senior. Now, from this level, let us say from level 2 or 3, if the person is progressing up, then it means this person is also becoming more, has more autonomy and can take decisions. So if level 4 and level 5 is like, say, the team lead level, that means by that level, this person has acquired quite a lot of confidence, experience, etc., to do things on his or her own. So the curriculum and the course material and everything is mapped with the competency and the complexity. So this is how level 1 to level 8 represent the lowest and the highest level of complexities. And anyone can enter from any of these levels. Now, these competencies are actually mapped with something known as the level descriptors. So when you are looking at each level, I'll give you an example. You are going to see that particular level, understand that particular level from the knowledge perspective, technical skills, employability skills, learning outcome, and responsibility. So for any level, if you are designing a course, you will use these level descriptors. Now, what are the level descriptors? For example, for level 1, if any course is being designed, or for level 3, any course is being designed, you will look at what is the professional theoretical knowledge that is required. Okay, and what are the technical skills that are required? What is the kind of mindset that is required for that particular role? Let's say, for example, if somebody is at level 3, where the person is slightly senior, so the aptitude, the mindset has to be quite different from a person who's at level 2. So these 5 level descriptors play a very important role while you design the course. And I'll show you this in the qualification packs and the national occupation standards, how these things are being used. So you can see here, we have the 8 NSQF levels and then the 5 level descriptors, which I have given in the horizontally. You can see each column is actually showing you a level descriptor. And these level descriptors are changing as you go up to level 8. That happens naturally to all of us. As you progress in any job, the responsibilities change, the complexity changes, and we are expected to learn so many things on the job and keep continuing and growing in that particular career. Whereas in a skill-based course, depending on the level at which you are designing, we will have to keep all these 5 in mind. What is the kind of responsibility? Like I told you, entry level is usually a helper or an assistant, whereas level 3 is slightly like a junior professional who's, a bit able to carry out tasks on his or her own. Okay, level 4 is a little bit senior professional. And what happens by level 4 and 5? They are able to even guide the junior people. You look at any industry, this is how it works. So these are the level descriptors. And this is the credit framework which is being proposed. And we will look at the details of this. I just want to show you a couple of more. Yeah. So you see, this is the credit framework where we are talking about how credits can be assigned to every level. And every course that is being designed, which is based on skills, will have a certain credit which is, assigned to that. So this usually happens by the mapping of the learning hours, the notional learning hours. Like, for example, here, if we say that a course has so many hours, let us say a course has 40 hours or 80 hours, right? Then it means that you will be awarded so many credits. Sometimes we have to go back and see the number of hours which are needed for a particular course and map it with the credit. Like, for example, if it is a theory component, we are saying 1 credit is equal to 15 hours. If it is the practical component, then we say that 1 credit is equal to 30 hours. So if you go through the National Credit Framework, you will find a lot of details which are provided here for designing a course as per the credit framework. And this is also important because today we are talking about credits because we are talking about mobility, we are talking about flexibility, and we are also talking about offering short-term courses. So what it means is that if somebody is able to do a 6 months course and earn X number of credits, and if this person wants to add these credits to another course where he or she will get exemption, then what happens? This learning will not go wasted. And we also have, if you have heard of Academic Bank of Credits, the Academic Bank of Credits is where the students can store these credits, acquire and store these credits. So this is very, very important. And today it is going to be, very soon it's going to be integrated with all that we do in terms of our course design. And you can spend some time and go through it. And if you need more clarity and any kind of help, you can always reach out to us, because in the scope of this webinar, it is not possible for me to go through various aspects of the credit framework. Now, as I told you, it is becoming important because we want to align the vocational education and the general education, which is the academic learning, through credits, where you identify that there is a certain level at which these credits are awarded. So if it is at the same level, you can always consider those credits and give weightage. So that is why this becomes important, and equivalence also comes into play here. because till now there was a perception about skill-based courses being slightly inferior to the general education courses. No, with the credit framework, we are going to see equivalences. So that is why, again, this becomes important. And there are other reasons why the credit framework becomes important. Another important aspect here is the outcome-based approach, which we have to keep in mind when we are implementing skill-based courses. So the outcome-based approach is, again, talking about something which is tangible. It is not just the objectives of learning or something, but here we are talking about tangible outcomes. Like at the end of, let's say, six months program, what is it this learner will be able to demonstrate? Like, will he or she be able to perform a certain tasks which are required? That is where the skills come into the picture. Otherwise, the course will not be different from any other academic course, right? So that is the reason why the outcome-based approach becomes very important, and outcome-based course is again aligned with the credit framework. So you can refer to this. There is this curriculum and credit framework for undergraduate programs. I'll be sharing the link of this particular document. It might help you to understand in depth. So let me now take you through a few examples. So just a second. Before that, I'll just quickly summarize a few points. So what we saw here is, the importance of skills and the importance of why and how it can get integrated, into the regular program, and how it can become a part of the mainstream curriculum. And now we will go through some of the examples which are available in the public domain. So I'll take you through some of these sites where I can, again, I'll have to reshare, I think. Yeah. So first and most important is the National Council for Vocational Education and Training. If you are already familiar with this, this is the most important body right now, which is a regulatory body, and it is taking care of all the qualifications as per industry requirements. If you go through the website, you will not only see a lot of resources which are there in terms of the policy guidelines and other things. You will also get to see the details about NSQF. I hope you are able to see the NCVT website that I'm showing right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay. Yeah. So you can see here, NCVT is also giving you information about the level descriptors, the levels. So please go through this. This is the most important website for designing skill-based courses. Now from NCVT, I'll take you through the NQR. NQR is the National Qualification Register. Most of you who wanted to know about what are the industry-based courses that are important right now, or how does one go ahead and design the industry aligned courses, this is the site. So when you come here, you will see that all the qualifications which are listed here are vetted by NCVT. So NCVT goes through all of them and then it approves these qualifications. If they are not approved by NCVT, then they are not properly done. So we will have to use those qualifications for reference, which are approved by NCVT. So here you get to see a lot of them under various industries, as you can see here. For example, if I show you view all, then you will see a whole lot of them, thousands of them here, under various industry sectors. Now, if you click any one of them, you will get lot of details. Like, for example, I'm showing you in the electronics industry. You can see so many of the qualifications that are given here. The level is also given, NSQF level. The number of hours are also given. So based on the number of hours, you can calculate the credits, right? That is also given here. And when you click this and go inside, you will see something like this. You will see a page like this. Now I'm looking at the page for PCB design engineer under the electronics industry. So this is a skill-based course. Unlike a typical engineering course where the electronics course might be giving a lot of theoretical knowledge, etc., etc., this is preparing the student for the job. That is why it is a skill-based curriculum. So when you go here, when you come here, you will see the job description. You will also see the progress pathway, which is like a career ahead for this particular job. And then the kind of estimated hours for this particular program, for this particular course, and which NSQF level it is complying with, right? You can see here, it's the level 5. Okay. And then you see the industry sector here. The industry sector is given and the hours are given, theory, practice, all those information, wherever it is available, it's given. Now, the most important thing you should notice here is the awarding body. Awarding bodies are the recognized bodies by NCVET. This is a very important terminology. Please remember, awarding bodies and assessing agencies are certified and accredited by NCVET. And awarding bodies earlier were only the sector skill councils, the industry bodies. But today, even universities can apply for becoming an awarding body if they are able to create these qualifications. Let us say, as an autonomous college, being a part of a university, you are interested in creating few qualifications, which is aligned to various courses. Okay. And if you want to get it vetted and get it accredited by NCVET, you can always reach out to NCVET. And then what happens? Your university will also become an awarding body. So here you can see a lot of awarding bodies. So many are listed here. NILIT is also one of them. Okay, CPET and other sector skill councils. Now, if you go down here, I hope you're able to see, there are 91 more. COIR board, Kochi is an awarding body. What have they done? They have all come up with different qualification packs and national occupation standards, or they have worked with the sector skill council to design these skill-based courses. So I just showed you this electronics thing here. No, this is the electronics thing was here and PCB design. So you see here, this is the qualification pack and the national occupation standard. This will be a slightly longish document for this particular job role. You will see every information that is required for this particular job given here. So we don't have to really go and do the research and all. You can pick up from here and if required, customize it for your own college or university and start offering the course. The national occupation standard is also given. I told you just now, those the performance criteria and all those things, they are all listed here. What the person should be able to do. I request you to go and look at these documents because in a webinar, it may be difficult for me to really go through each and every detail. So kindly go through these documents, at least few of them, so that you get to understand how much of detailing has been done here. What are the skills that are needed, generic skills, professional skills, right? So you see here, for each breakup of a job role, you break up the job role into many NOSes and each NOS is given here. For example, how this person will work with superiors and colleagues, what that person has to do. These are the performance criteria, which means it is outcome based. It can be seen, right? Communicate, resolve, rectify, escalate, understand. All these verbs will tell you, like here, collect, deposit, assist, resolve. All these verbs are telling you that this is the performance I want to see in this person. In other words, the person has all these skills. by the end of that particular course. Now I'll show you one more in the solar sector. Solar energy, as you know, we have a lot of job roles which are there. If you follow our website, you can see one article which was published recently. It is giving you a lot of information on the solar energy sector. So you can go to the website, that is National Skills Network website, and understand the industry. And then you can come here and see, for example, another job description for this solar electric system installer and service provider. Again, number of hours, credit, the number of levels, the level at which the course is designed, which is NSQF level 3. Estimated number of hours is 500 maximum. And again, there are supporting documents. Why is it not opening? I already opened one. Yeah, let me open this. Yeah, this is the supporting document which is given here. So there is information which is shared for that particular role, the job role, right? So like this, there are so many, some 3,000 plus qualifications are there. For each qualification, you will have all these. Like, see here, I'll show you a few more industry sectors. Among all these industry sectors, you have the kind of courses that can be offered. And for each of them, like you look at tourism and hospitality, let us say your college wants to offer multidisciplinary courses in addition to regular engineering courses. And suppose your college has, the location of your college has a lot of tourism potential. Some of the engineering students can explore this course, right? It will help them. Because as I said in the beginning, we cannot expect every engineering student to get into something which is like a software industry kind of a role, which is highly impossible. And as we know, many engineering students today, their employability is so low and it is so mismatched. We see engineering students doing all kinds of jobs. So why not, while they are in college, you can guide them and you can help them by offering skill-based courses. Right? So Kerala, for example, has a lot of tourism potential. Rajasthan has, in fact, in India, every state has a lot of tourism potential. Gujarat has. So why not pick up tourism industry and offer one or two courses as a multidisciplinary course? So if you take up any of these, level 4, level 6, any of these job roles, you might find that a few of them will be like the tourist guide, or maybe, something which is much more relevant to your location and your requirements. Like say camp helper. This is a job role. Now, if you go inside this, you will find all the details here again. Now, there are supporting documents. So many documents are here. So you can take any one of them and check. This is again, the qualification pack is given here. What is this job role? Are there jobs? Let's say somebody is in Himachal Pradesh and such places, right? So geographically, you might have a lot of job openings like a camp helper. Now you want to offer a course as a part of your engineering or undergraduate program. Now this is a particular course which you can come here, check, look at all the skills that are mentioned, try using this document and get started with the course. Now I'll show you one more website, that is NILIT. NILIT is one of the exceptional websites where they give you a lot of information on NSQF compliant courses under IT and non-IT also, mostly electronics and IT. So for instance, if you click here for details, like look at this, they are all NSQF aligned courses. But the moment you click on any courses, again, you come to NQR page. Okay, like see, I'll show you. So you want to see electronics courses, skill-based courses. Let's say IoT data analyst. I come here, then it is bringing me back to the NQR website, right? So NQR is the hub right now. For all the skill-based courses, come to NQR, go through this, spend a lot of time here, whoever is in your team, and then you pick up whatever you want and then get started. So this is how the system works today. Okay, so I have kind of given you some website demos. This is what was the way to show. Otherwise, it is very difficult to just talk in abstract. I hope this demo helped you in understanding whatever is the kind of information that's available as a qualification pack, as the national occupation standard, and many other supporting documents. So what you will also observe when you come to NQR is that not all the industry sectors are giving you information at the same level, but that is okay. You may not find everything everywhere under every industry, but most of them give you the QP NOS information that is definitely available. Now, if you want to come here and see, again, some more like Footwear Design and Development Institute, FDDI, what is it that they are offering? So maybe you'll find something here from them. So like that, you can go on checking from various institutions, various awarding bodies, and look at the skill-based courses, the number of skill-based courses, the possibilities it has, how you can customize as per your requirements, as per your geographical requirements, or as per your local industry also. Please remember, when we talk about skill-based courses, it is not always we are looking at job roles in big MNCs or large companies and all that. No, we are also looking at small and medium enterprises where many jobs get created. So even there, we would like to propose that if they are hiring people, they should hire students who have undergone these skill-based courses. So these MSMEs could be there in many parts of our country. So from wherever you have logged in, kindly check if you can align with the MSMEs, because industry alignment always doesn't mean that you align with big names like Maruti or Reliance or any of these big brands. No, it can be alignment with local industry also. It's right. Agriculture is also an industry, right? So you align with agriculture, like agriculture industry uses drones, lot of drones these days. So you align with agriculture, and then you can offer drone courses. That's a skill-based, job-oriented course, which is also helping you to explore entrepreneurship for your students. Similarly, solar energy. Solar installation. Now we hear that there is a need for some 1 lakh installers. So we need people to install these solar panels because there is a government scheme. We are not ready with so many people, but you can always offer this course. It could be 3 months to 6 months. So this is the demo which I wanted to give for this particular presentation. So I hope you found it useful. And now please let me know if you have any questions or any queries based on what I just presented. I'd be very happy to address them.
Madam, it is a very good what is that presentation and very informative. Could you please share the PPT and other things?
It is already on. No, we are live on YouTube. Actually, everything is there on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are currently live on YouTube. You can check. You can even share the link with more people if they are interested to know. Kindly do that. And one more thing I wanted to show here is this. Okay, just a second.
YouTube, how do we search?
We have given you the link in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, you go to this credit framework. Yeah. And look out and check this particular thing. There is a table like this, which gives you complete information about how the credit framework is proposed and how the credits are aligned with various the NSQF levels. So I'm also looking at the YouTube comments. Can please someone share the comments here in the chat? Divya, can you share it in the chat here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, do you have any questions? Please let me know.
Hello, madam.
Yeah. One second, there is a question here. What is the meaning of range of levels? Yeah, the range here is, as I said earlier, what it was strictly level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this was okay, right? You understood in the earlier format when NSQF levels were 1 to 10. But now what is happening is there is a slight range. There is a flexibility which is given. Like it can be 1.5 to 2, 1.5 to 2.5, so that it becomes more flexible for us to accommodate all these qualifications and all these the sub levels that we are talking about. It becomes a little more flexible for us. Earlier it was very rigid and it would have been difficult to visualize those things, right? So that's one of the reasons why you have a range given there, and we have them as per the credit framework. Actually, the levels were changed to map with the credit framework, like I told you, because the credit framework is here, it is proposing 8 levels. And as you can see here, up to the doctoral degree. So the qualifications also had to be mapped with that. That's one of the reasons.
Hello, madam.
Yeah.
What is your basic requirement? If I'm having proprietorship firm, can I go for the registration, or you require some private limited or something like that?
How do I answer this question? For what?
What is your basic requirement? One should have proprietorship firm will do for a registration, or
For what?
for course registration purpose.
No, what has course registration got to do with your proprietorship? We are talking about programs which can be offered in colleges.
Oh,
Yeah, we
suppose
are.
I'm having proprietorship firm with a technical background and all the things. Can I register for the course, or I should go for a private limited company registration? Then I should go for registration.
Sorry, I don't understand this. See, we are talking about courses, okay? We are talking about skill. May I know your background? Are you an entrepreneur or are you from academics, or what is your background?
Basically, I'm a dairy consultant.
Okay.
Dairy consultant. I'm having a factory experience around 25 years, and more
So,
than 20 years entrepreneurship development activity experience.
so
I
what
want to
is your
go for
No, may I know your requirement, please?
I want to go for the registration for this course. I'm already doing this activity, entrepreneurship development activity in dairy field.
So you will have to, okay, if that is the case, it is not proprietorship. You will have to write to NCVET. I just showed you the website.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to write to NCVET for getting recognition for your courses.
Acha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question from Samir Chawla. Why it was not decided the way to implement this framework in NCVET? Okay. Well, this question is not very clear, Mr. Samir. I hope you have understood that today the skill education is a part of mainstream education. Already it is a part of mainstream education. And we are discussing this mainly because there is a need for every educational institution in India, school level, college level, university level, whichever level you are looking at, open universities, all of them will have to start offering at least few skill-based courses, mainly to address the issue of employability of our students. So that is why all these frameworks are being implemented now as a part of NEP 2020. And the objective of this webinar was to introduce you to the skill-based course, how to design. Okay, so when you have to design any course, these are the resources you will have to use. And that is why we gave you a demo of these frameworks. See, the NSQF courses in the school level are starting from 8th. I have already shown the slide here of the CBSE courses. Please look at that. Please go to the CBSE website. and look at the courses that are being offered. You have all the information. About 60 to 70 courses from the school level are listed in the CBSE website. Yeah, any more questions, please? Can you please share your questions in the chat? Yeah, before we close, since we don't have any more questions, I would like to just show you our website. This is our website. You can visit our website for a lot of information. We also have a YouTube channel. Right now, this webinar is live on our YouTube channel. And you can also subscribe to our fortnightly e-magazine, which is here. I'm just showing you our e-magazine. When you subscribe, you will be getting a lot of updates from us about what is happening in the skilling ecosystem, along with higher education, school education, NEP related, and many other things. So you can subscribe here and you can keep in touch with us. If you have more queries, do write to us to the same email ID where you registered. So I wish to thank you all for attending the webinar. Since we don't have any questions, probably we can close. And once again, thank you. You can share your feedback. Let us know if this was useful. We will share the links with you, the resources that I showed you. You can always go back and check. Thank you, and have a nice weekend. There is a feedback form. Please fill in the feedback form, which we have just shared. I request you all to fill in the feedback form. Yeah, once again, it was nice for me to share this, all the information I had about the designing of skill-based courses. So thank you for registering. And if you want to, as I said, revisit this entire presentation, it's available on YouTube. And in case you need any more information or help, please connect with us. We will be in touch with you. We will share the resources. And again, we'll share the feedback form. Your feedback form and suggestions are very important for us to improve. Thanks once again. So with this, we close this webinar. Thank you and bye.